for those of you who are crafters out there, you may not have heard of this term. It's called indie crafting. What is it? I know you are asking me that question because everybody's doing it, yet so many people don't know about it. I want you to meet Leah Kramer, who is the creator of Crafster.org.
Yes.
Let me get that right. And you are kind of the original indie crafter, if you will, because you developed this website. First of all, tell us, what does indie crafting mean?
Okay, well, first of all, indie stands for independent, and that's one of the things that some people have been confused about because they don't know exactly what indie stands for, but independent meaning indie film, indie music, anything that's just sort of new and fresh and cutting edge and doesn't fit in a certain mold that we're used to.
Okay.
And generally speaking, it's an 18 to 34 age range, but really it's a state of mind more than it is an age, so they're just doing really fresh things that people have not seen with crafting before. So.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you have Crafster.org, and what is Crafster.org?
Okay, so Crafster is a social networking site for crafters. So they sign up, they get their own username, and they just share craft projects with one another. So photos of what they made, and other people comment and ask questions. And the crafts are every kind of craft you can think of: paper crafting, knitting, jewelry, everything.
So let's talk real quickly, because we're at the Craft and Hobby Association's trade show where we're meeting all different types of indie crafters, but there's also other resources. I mean, a whole laundry list of other websites to go to. Tell me, what are some of your favorites? I mean, I know there's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
We don't want to, but throw me out a couple of websites we can check out.
Okay, so craftzine.com, craftzine.com is great. It's the website that goes with the print magazine called Craft Magazine, which is like an alternative craft magazine. They have a wonderful blog. They update it 12 times a day with amazing ideas. So that's one of my favorites. Etsy is also etsy.com is great. That's where people are selling handmade things, so the very indie vibe and just having huge success. Lots of people buying, lots of people making. So.
And you don't have to be a quote-unquote indie crafter to sell on Etsy.
No, there's all kinds of traditional stuff mixed in, and everything is so appreciated and inspirational depending on, no matter what kind of crafter you are.
Excellent, excellent. Any others?
Oh, Ravelry.com is a great site just for knitters. Ravel means like unravel. So
I love it, yeah.
That's another great one.
So it sounds like there's something for everyone out there.
There really is. The internet has just opened this world of possibilities for people to get together based on this niche interest and this new take on crafting.
All right, well, we're going to go meet a few indie crafters right now. Thanks, Leah.
Excellent, thank you.
When it comes to indie crafting, there are a couple of companies that are very progressive to support the indie artist and the indie crafter. And one of those companies is Dunkin'. I'm standing in their booth right now, and just by looking at how they simply have decorated it and displayed all of their products, you totally know what I mean. One of the other things they do is really support indie artists and helping them create their own product line. I want you to meet one right over here. This is Tracy Bautista, and she has...
How are
Good.
you?
How are you? I discovered this about a year ago. This is called Collage Posh, and basically Dunkin' helped you really take your vision and helped you create this product. First of all, tell us a little bit about what you do, and then we'll take a look at all this stuff here.
So what I do, I'm a mixed media artist. So I paint, I collage, I make art journals, I make paintings. But what I do mostly is collage. So I take paper that I've painted.
Can I show this right here? Oh, this is awesome.
Paper
towels.
This is paper towels over here.
And this is just on canvas.
That's on a canvas.
Okay.
This is paper towels, dyed paper towels by itself.
What? A paper towel?
Paper towels.
Like you clean up and throw away? Wow, that's awesome. So you created this medium because you used to mix kind of a concoction yourself.
I did. I used to use Elmer's glue and water.
Okay.
Pretty much to collage things, because I used to teach kids, so that was like the easiest thing to give them to start collaging with.
Yeah.
Or gel medium. And so I really wanted something where that had kind of a different finishes and also a sparkle. So we have a glitter one that has glitter in it, and I collage on everything, paper and fabric, but you can also make kind of fun dimensional things. So I'm making a big dimensional flower right now out of paper.
So what would you say to maybe a crafter out there who's looking at all this stuff going, oh wow, I just could never do that?
Well, I would say I teach 5-year-olds all the way up to 80-year-olds, and it's getting back down to that being free, and you totally can. All you need is your fingers and a little bit of a Collage Posh and paper, and you can start gluing things down onto a surface. But I think getting back to letting go and having fun. I mean, that's the biggest message I can give to anybody who says, "Oh, I'm not an artist," you know, because they typically think I need to be able to draw and, you know, have a realistic painting. But a lot of my work is it's colorful, vibrant. So I play with texture and shapes more so than like a realistic drawing of, you know, of somebody. So
I think
art
basically, art can be
whatever you want it to be.
That's what I love that quote. And basically what I also hear you saying is that, you know what? If a 5-year-old can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. Totally.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you.
So you want to paint your kitchen. You want to paint something. What if I told you that I could give you an earth-safe, an earth-friendly paint with no VOCs, nothing that's going to damage the environment, and all these amazing colors? You would say, "Nuh-uh, TerriO, you can't." And I say, I can, because I know Nancy. Nancy, this is amazing line. I know you've been working on it for a long time.
We have.
Okay, so it's called Generation Green. And what is it? Okay, first of all, what are VOCs?
VOCs are volatile organic compounds, which are what you smell, what is in the paint, the fumes, the off-gassing. That's what, when you're painting a wall, that's what goes on the wall. And that residual effect gives you the nauseousness, the headaches.
It's what it's a stinky smell, right?
Stinky smell.
Okay.
And it can last days, weeks, or even months. And it is long-lasting, and even though you don't smell it anymore, it's still in the air.
Okay, so let's talk about how this system works. These are some of the pigments, or you call them colorants.
Colorants.
Okay, so they're intense colors, right?
Correct.
Okay, so how do you get the color you want using the colorants?
All of our products are compatible with the colorants, so you decide what color you want to mix with any of our products, and you can mix it and make your own colors.
That is so cool. That is the cool part about this. So if you have allergies, or you have, you know, sensitivity to chemicals when it comes to painting, and I'm not just talking about your walls, I'm talking about anything, this is the product for you. Because when I say anything, I mean anything. Let's go show them what we got over here. This is what I'm talking about, using the paint for works of art. What are those?
These are paint chips that have been repurposed and redone into works of art. They were
Love
all
those. Everything's
repurposed.
different.
Everyone is different.
They're like mini artist trading cards.
That's what it looks like, and they can be worn as jewelry.
Okay, now let's show everybody here all the different stuff. Now this is using your earth-safe finishes to put on. You put it on the back of this plate. You used it on a card.
Correct.
You used it on a photo album.
Correct.
You used it on fabric.
Dyeing fabric.
You can dye fabric with it.
Dyeing fabric with it.
And then you stamped it with the dye.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at
Exactly.
these jeans. How adorable is that? Oh my gosh, a pair of shoes. Leather.
Leather shoes.
It's not, the paint's not going to crinkle and
No,
fall off.
it doesn't. It's flexible.
It's a flexible paint. Look at some of these other things that, oh, and this, I have to grab this because this is just so adorable. Talk about repurposing. Look at this baby. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, Nancy, will you grab that cabinet board over there too? Because, you know, I was talking about home decor, and this is one of the cool things because you have dimensional paint as well, right?
Exactly. So we emboss with it. The texture has sawdust in the formulation so that you're building on the wood, and as it dries, it becomes the wood itself.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Good job, and they're all earth-safe finishes, hence the name, Earth-Safe Finishes.
Got it.
Thanks, Nance.
Thank you.